Hello everybody, it's VerticalSandwich. Welcome to post-commentary factory blueprints video. So, once you get the Annals of Hades, you talk to this guy in the place where you buy it, and he tells you that the password is not Shisha, it's Caesar. And this means if we go talk to the old man who gives us the Great Caesar sword, he'll actually give it to us today. Or now. He'll give it to us now. So, we're gonna go pick up that. We end up buying a bunch of stuff, and doing a ton of factory blueprints. And I'll just show you the setups and run them. It's not going to be the most in-depth thing in the world. It's just showing them to you if you want. If you're like, how did he set up for the chaos-inducing whopper or the high-tech tornado gun, there'll be an overview of that. You can just like look at the video, pause it, and kind of look things over, set them up like I did, because what I did worked. Although I did have 3 failures where I had to alter my design. So, this is where we get the Sword of Biting Gales blueprint in the Rosa weapon shop, or whatever, in the residential plaza.
I've got a good feeling. Let's hurry.
Zegrim has a good feeling, so we're great. And, by the way, this is 12 different videos edited together. I can't believe I made it all under 21 minutes.
Don't go running off just anywhere.
So this guy, right here, I recognize the red book you have there. Hades wrote that book. Might you be looking for the one called Shisha? And we know that's not the thing, so we say no. And then he goes, I am Caesar, I've waited for you for many years. I shall return unto your unsullied soul, the great blade I have guarded for blah blah blah. So we get the 7-star sword, Great Caesar, my least favorite 7-star sword. I don't know why. Because it's got a dumb name. Alright, so there is a guy outside of the Datron factory that we could have gotten a blueprint from long ago, and for some reason we forgot it. Or we just didn't grab it.
Where this is.
So he's just right here. Cobbit. Alright. So, here are our factory things. So we already have a setup for these things, these shields. Yeah, that was me forgetting what buttons do what, by the way. So, yep, we have enough dream mushrooms now. We can make the one we couldn't make when we did all the other ones. And this is a pretty standard setup. Smelter, Alcanthor. Run it, and we're good. And we should get Mind Guard. So there we go. Pretty simple recipe. Completed. Alright. Bunch of fiery stuff. Combined as such. And we run it. We get our 2 blobs. Combining into our question mark cloud. Along with a gem we processed. And that gets us Tri-Elixir. Which is a thing we could pick up, but it's, you know, now we can buy it. Alright, Dream Flower Ash. Dream Mushroom. Ho-Ho Bird Feather. All going through Alcanthors, so into a number 3 assembler, or a third part assembler. So the big trick is making sure your pipes are the right length. Run it. Off it goes. We should get 3 globs combining into 1 question mark cloud. Boom, there's our question mark cloud. Divine Blessing. Not a thing we need at all. You could play the whole game without ever creating this in the factory. Alright, Chameleon Participle. A Lapis Lazuli. And an Iron Board. Really crammed together, all combining into 1. To then have a Ho-Ho Bird Feather added to it through this long pipe. Because the timing on this is nightmarish. Getting stuff like this to work is the hard part, where you have to cram everything together. So many power cords. So we failed that, and I actually had to add another bend over in the Alcanthor area there. Because my Ho-Ho Bird Feather got there one unit of time quicker than the other things. You actually have to watch. That's the little timers, the little numbers on the top bar. Is you actually have to watch. When did this get to when did this get to the assembler? When did this get to the assembler? Which one was first? Okay, I need to add a pipe over here, which means I have to change these bends around. And that gets us our Sword of Biting Gales, the Gust Bringer. Which, by the way, you can look at the completed blueprints, and it'll tell you where you can buy these things. So it looks like Edencia, Iserium, Iserium Alloy, or maybe that's Serenium, I don't know. And then like one of those motors. We run it. These three things go through their respective processors, and all combine in an assembler, or 3 assembler. 2 metals and a gem, and then we're adding the motor in as soon as we get to this assembler too. Alright, there's our Odin Spear, the legendary demon spear. A lot of these weapons at this point in the game are kind of substandard. If you've done your frog log stuff and you're analyzing. Alright, so 2 metals going into an assembler. 2 machines going through disassemblers and into an assembler. Let's run it and see what we get. It's gonna be awesome. When you have 2 assemblers feeding into another 2-part assembler, you can make all of that symmetrical. It's the part at the other end of it where your source stuff goes in. That's the problem. Alright, deep drill fingers, the well-honed drill bit. Getting all of our factory items taken care of. So, I went and I found that I could buy Longardian armor at the weapon shop in Zerard. So, we did that. We bought some other things as well. We bought just a bunch of Revelation items. I mean, I also bought some weapons for the frog log, but it was kind of overkill, all the stuff I bought.
Don't go running off just anywhere.
And then we've already got that guy's blueprint. I tried way too long to jump over that fence. I should have given up instantly. Just been like, yeah, I'll take the stairs. And in the Insector Stadium here, there is a shop on the other side of the pillar that's been there the whole time. It could have sold us 5 Stella Crystals. And I spent all that time running around looking for Stella Crystals. It's really awful. So, we're going there now. And we're going to buy a ton of Revelation stuff. Like, that's where you want to get, like, Yago Milk. Or, and later it will have all the stuff you need for the Insectron tournament stuff, which don't even get me started.
I needed some exercise anyway.
Feeding bugs every 5 minutes. Not even kidding. Yeah, so there's a shop over here. And once you get to infinite shop goods, this shop will just sell you everything you would ever need. I mean, in infinite quantities. But right now, I mean, like, rubies are infinite. It's just ridiculous, the stuff you can just get here. 7th moons and Stella, like, there's 5 Stella Crystals. I could have had 5 of them. So yeah, at some point later, we'll come back, and we'll be able to get all these things in unlimited quantities. So, unlimited Pirate's Grog if you want it. By the time that happens, you won't need any of these things, except maybe Stella Crystals, because there's one, I think, there's a recipe later that takes 10 of them. So here we go, Diamond Firepot Stone or whatever, Electric Eel, all of, so yeah, for Miraculous Flames, which is like the perfect reviver, I think. Yet another thing, you don't really ever need to get it out of the factory. But 2 gems combining with an alchemy ingredient to make a question mark cloud, or an interrogation point cloud if you really like calling question marks interrogation points. I mean, I am really happy we got this many blueprints knocked out in one video. Our next factory set will is not until like video like 120 or something crazy like that. Alright, Stella Crystals. I clearly made a mistake on this one. Had to, you know what I did with this one too. What I did was I didn't put a grinder here. I tried to run it through like an Alcanthor or something, so I had to take that out and adjust the length. So, Thunderstone, Iron Board, Stella Crystal added in after those things are combined. So Alexander, the Sword of Holy Lightning. One of the few things you actually have to make out of the factory if you don't care about anything. If you care about everything but the factory, you still have to make Alexander and Maid Robot Betty for rare items and for a quarry later. So Iron Cube, Diamond, Liquid Metal, Conductive Liquid Metal, all combined together. See, a lot of these things we couldn't do were because of rare items required, like Conductive Liquid Metal, which we'll be able to get a supply of later. But this is the Gun of the Righteous, the Tornado Gun. I think we failed this too. There's an energy charger that's going to get added into these things. So there's our disassembled energy charger. That looks like it made it in alright. And it did. So there it is, the Justice Ray. And I take that back. My next fail was on a Twin Tornado Gun. Alright, here we go. 3 different kinds of metals combining with a Queen Bee Stinger. So the Queen Bee Stinger has to run down that long series of pipes, or 3 metal. The big problem with the metals, is, you know, whenever you're doing metal, you have to get, you have to smelter, a metal, a form press, and a fan on there. And that's really rough to fit 3 of those into this tiny little area to combine. And then, you know, have enough area. You get to the point where it's impossible to figure out how to run the power cords. Everything's winding all over everything else. Now, okay, so 3 different kinds of metals should not combine to make a question mark cloud. They should combine to make a roll of metal. I'm just saying. They're not going to suddenly become something else. So, the Devil Forks, claws glowing with evil. Completed. I mean, we do get one of these for each of our people. So, high-tech tornado gun. So, we've got multiple mechanical items going through disassemblers, all getting reassembled into one question mark cloud, and then being added to Iserium Alloy. Boom. So the factory isn't ready yet. So, is everything connected to power sources? We have to check that. And there we go. We have a source table that's not connected to a power source. Yeah, they're not kidding. There are some things you can put in backwards. And so if you connect them backwards, they won't work. I think the form press is one of those things. So there we go, our symmetrical disassembler assembly. Yeah, and our metal over there is one step ahead of the other thing. So we have to add in one pipe. Which means we just move the source table and everything back one space. Like, that's all we really have to do, is just add a pipe in and move everything back a space. I put a bend in there, because, you know, I'm crazy. Or was there a bend in there before? I don't know. I like making pipes bend around in weird ways. It always seems like the solution to the problem. So we're just going to watch right here where the problem happened. But this is a good example of how problems like that get fixed. So there we go. We just made the path on the right-hand side one pipe longer. And it delays the item getting there one space. And that's what gets us our twin tornado, the high-tech tornado gun. Alright, I believe we have one more. Let's see what it is. It is the chaos-inducing whopper. So, what is our mystery ingredient here? It looks like it's super CPU. But again, there are recipes for all these things online. Once you have part of the blueprint, you can fill in the entire blueprint. This might be another one we failed. Or if it's not, we have one more after this. So we get our computer chips combining together. They've been washed. Get our gem combining with our metal to make gem metal. And clearly the things on the left-hand side met at one space off. It looks like the thing on the far left, the metal, got there one early. But I did not notice that, so we had to check it out. Yeah, so there we go. Now it looks like our metal actually got there too early. So we're symmetrical past the assemblers, so we actually have to shorten this route. Like, we don't have options, because if we make the other route longer, then that assembler will finish later, and they won't meet up at the final assembler. So there we go. I guess I judged that it was one off. So we just have to, like I said, we have to make this shorter. Because like I said, if we make the other one longer, then that means everything reaches the assembler 1 unit longer, or later. Which means it'll get to the second assembler 1 unit late. And then we've just pushed our problem down the line. So this should do it. At least that's what I'm thinking in my post-commentary mind. Yeah, they get to the bend at the same time, we're good. And there we go, these things should track because it's symmetrical afterwards. And there we go. So that will be our chaos-inducing whopper. That's all the blueprints we're doing right now. When we come back, it should be live commentary and gameplay and stuff. We got the Devastator. Everything is great. I will see you guys for the next video. And you take care. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.